Hello, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is a new experience here.
We have no idea how this is going to go.
Yeah, so we haven't ever done a live stream from our kitchen before, but we are here inside of our house in our kitchen, and we're going to make some food. So we have been getting a lot of requests from people, from all of you guys, wanting to see us make some food and see what we do with our garden harvests. And yeah.
So here it is.
Yeah.
I was going to cut it and everything on this, but then I was like, I don't want to be cutting on camera. That just sounds stressful. So I spent some time cutting it before. We've got some.
I did have to take a picture here.
Yeah. So we've got some potatoes from our garden. We've got a couple different types and colors of potatoes. We've got some carrots. Yeah, there it is. That's what it looked like before I cut it all up. So yeah, it's gonna be a pretty simple meal that we're making today. This is something we make all the time. Really easy. So, and in between we'll be answering your questions too. So there'll be some time that we don't really have anything we're doing. We're waiting for it to cook or whatever.
So welcome, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm happy that you guys are all here. I see. Sorry, if we're looking down, we're looking at the chat because the chat's down here, the camera's up here. So I'm trying to navigate all of that. And we have smart pots here as well.
We brought in some backup to help with the camera. So we got Evan from Smart Pots here, and they're going to be doing a giveaway as well. So we're giving away a 1-year free membership to our app, which comes with unlimited access to all of the GrowBot features, including being able to send pictures of your garden to get help through our AI. Sorry. It also includes free shipping on every purchase through the app, and unlimited. It unlocks all the features in the app. We're also giving away some seeds. You've got those we can show, right? So we have this new So Effortless collection from Park Seed.
Yeah. Sorry, we got to get a little closer. Woo!
Which is a mix of seed tapes. This is actually how we planted all of our carrots this year. I mean, it's so much easier. You just unroll this little tape.
Here,
yeah, you want to get it out and show?
Yeah. They have several different ones. They have this right here, the seed tape, which is amazing. And if you haven't ever tried it, it's very, very thin paper right here. Hopefully you can kind of see it. Yeah. Thanks. And it has the seeds already sprinkled in through there. So you don't have to go through and actually mess with those little teeny tiny carrot seeds. Makes it so much easier, especially when we're planting with the kids. We can just bury this. I mean, we just lay it out and they just bury it.
It made planting carrots so much easier.
Yes, for sure. So we have that, and then there's also, these are really cool too. I'll go in a second and show them to you. They also have these discs too that you can plant, which is the same idea, but it's already in a little disc. So you can plant out a little tiny, pot. And they have different sizes of these, but you can use these on inside on your kitchen windowsill. So these are really fun also. So yeah, those are some of the things that we're going to be giving away today.
So just comment with a question or something funny, whatever you want to comment with, and you'll be entered to win. Yeah. And let's get started making some food.
I know, I'm hungry. So I always make the joke too, whenever we're talking, how hungry I get because we're talking about all this food. And I am very happy to be making food because we get to eat it at the end. And I'm sorry to all of you guys. Hopefully you guys have food that you guys can be making and eating during this too, because you guys are probably going to get hungry too. But yeah, I'm really excited to be doing this.
So what we're going to be doing today is basically sauteing and then roasting vegetables from the garden. And you can do this with pretty much every vegetable from the garden. I think the only thing we found you don't I do this with is beets.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't a fan of the taste of beets. We've juiced them before and it's been okay for me, but I did not like them like this. So we did not put any beets into this for me. Thank you. But we did do turnips. I love turnips. Turnips are amazing. So we have turnips and carrots and all sorts of
onions. We have 2 different types of carrots. We've got these red dragon carrots.
I know, I love the dragon carrots. They're so much fun. They have, they're really pretty too. Here, let me pull up that picture again. so you guys can see, because they look really pretty. They're those red carrots right there. They are really pretty, especially when you're harvesting them out. I actually just posted a picture too, or a reel of us harvesting all of those carrots. It was so much fun just to pull up the carrots and have really fun colors that we were doing. I love it. But yeah, I love the dragon carrots. Those are probably my favorites. The dragon and the rainbow blend. I love those ones too.
All right, let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to be cooking in a cast iron skillet. I use this for pretty much everything I cook in, or this, or maybe a griddle. So we're going to get this preheated on the stove.
And as we're doing this, if you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to just comment in here. And while it's cooking, we're going to be pulling up questions, answering questions, and all of that. Yeah, it's going to be super informal. So just hanging out during our lunch hour.
We're trying to figure out how to do this. So let us know if you like the format. We're winging it. We got some olive oil. We're going to fill the bottom of the pan with. Can you come over here, camera? This might be the part where we want to show this. All right, putting a lot of olive oil in there. And I've got the heat up about halfway. And we're going to wait until that looks hot, is the most scientific way I can say. Sometimes we'll keep popcorn kernels next to the stove. And when that pops, you know it's ready. But yeah, so when that gets hot, we'll put some stuff in there. Do we want to talk any more about...
We don't need the cameraman to follow that.
So this is all stuff that we planted in the spring. The onions were planted in February. Potatoes were planted in March. Same with the carrots. Parsley we actually grew indoors. Our first time growing stuff indoors. And then I cheated on garlic, I have to admit, because we did not have garlic growing over the winter. I built most of our gardens in the winter, so I had to buy some garlic. But we couldn't go without having garlic in this. So.
Yeah, but everything else besides the garlic came directly from our garden, and we harvested it all. Like literally, it was great. Like we were pulling out potatoes like an hour ago, maybe. I mean, we were busy.
Debbie's asking for a taste test on the dragon carrots. You want to give us?
How do they taste?
You want to give us a taste test compared to an orange one?
Okay.
See if there's any difference.
Let's see if there's a taste difference.
Okay.
Tastes really good.
Does it taste like a carrot?
Yeah, tastes like a carrot.
So these red dragon ones, I was actually interested to find out they're only red on the outside. I thought the whole thing was going to be red, but on the inside it's just like standard carrot.
You know, I will say it's probably a little bit sweeter.
Is it?
Yeah. It doesn't have quite that carrot aftertaste. You guys know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's sweeter. I bet the kids would like this a lot better too.
We'll save a couple behind.
Kids love all of this, so we're gonna invite them in at the end probably and see if they want to join us to eat.
Oil's not hot yet. Still waiting.
Okay.
I think the most important step in making this and making it taste great is making sure that you brown the onions and the garlic. Like it. Remember, like before we did that, food did not taste as good as it does now. That's like the biggest thing I recommend doing with this. So we're gonna let the oil get hot, and we're gonna brown the onions and the garlic, and then add the rest of the stuff in. Any other questions? It's hard to see the screen down here. I'm trying. I got a question about snails. How to keep snails out of the garden, and we got an answer right here. Right? Yep.
Nice. That's exactly it. That is exactly what we do. We have just like these little tiny saucers that we put around whenever there's an issue. And then we just grab like an old can of beer from the back of the fridge, pour it in.
Michelle, we need to get that recipe from you. That sounds awesome, and we are not great at making eggplant yet.
Ooh, yeah, I love it. Yeah, you need to get some more eggplants growing too out in the garden.
I am jealous, Lisa, because we don't have lettuce here anymore. It is all bolted. I'm going to try and grow some indoors over the summer. That's my summer project, is to see if I can grow lettuce in like the garage or something like that. But even the garage is hot. So.
Well, we're in Zone 7 also. We're in Oklahoma, but man, it is hot. We just had a huge heat wave come through, and it's, what, is it supposed to be 100 today?
And the heat index is like 119 or something. It's ridiculous. So.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely lettuce doesn't work well right here right now. But Yes, here soon.
Doing a lot of gardening in the mornings and evenings right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I think the oil is ready. So let's get our onions in here first. You want to help me scoop those in?
Yep.
Sometimes I will actually like
Oh my goodness.
break all these up into small pieces, especially if I'm making it for like ground beef or something. But I want these onions to kind of roast whole, kind of not whole, but as they are like quartered, because I want them to be bigger pieces. So.
Oh, bounce more.
All right, so we're gonna let that cook for probably about 5 or 6 minutes, and then I'll add the garlic. If you add the garlic first, it'll burn a little bit, and it's not as good. So we need more questions while we're waiting for the onions to cook. What do y'all got? What's going on out there in your garden world? What kind of bugs y'all seeing? What kind of issues? Have y'all been using the new Growbot feature where you can take a picture of your plant and all that? We'd love to hear how that's going.
I've been using it a lot. I will say, because we've been out in the garden pulling a lot of weeds, so I've been checking to see like what different weeds are, like if there's something that we should keep. And then I've also seen so many bugs too that I'm like, ooh, is this what I think it is? And yeah, it's been fun to kind of test my pest skills with Growbot. I love it.
Got a question here from Kayla. Oh man.
Harvested first zucchini.
If you're already seeing squash bugs, it's going to be a battle. Other than just checking the leaves every day, there's really not much else you could do. You could plant more squash somewhere else. But once you have them, there's really not much you can do.
The best thing to take like a lint roller out with you whenever you go out and check each day, because it'll make it a lot easier to simply just roll up the eggs or the little tiny babies that just hatch. It just makes it a lot easier to use like a lint roller or something along those lines.
I feel you, because especially this time of the year, the garden can get tough to deal with, and it can get depressing sometimes. You look out there and you see all the weeds, you go out there to try to start picking them and you feel overwhelmed. I totally get it, and that's pretty common for this type of year, for this time of year. One thing we're going to do is we're actually going to start planting more flowers in the summer. So before, we would try and cram like all the vegetables we could into the summer garden, and that's really when you're dealing with the pests the most, is with the vegetables. We're going to start supplementing probably about half of our garden with flowers in the summer.
It'll help too to bring in pollinators and hopefully help to make sure the pests don't find our vegetables too. So it'll be really good for companion planting and all that too.
Yeah.
Plus it'll be really pretty.
It's good for mental health too, because like when I look out at our garden right now, we have a ton of wild sunflowers and other flowers we planted that are doing great. So, you know, if you're out there and you're getting discouraged by your garden and it's all vegetables, try throwing some flowers out there too, because they're not going to have near as many pest issues. They're going to thrive a lot more in the heat. And you know, fall is for us the best time for us to grow. So we typically kind of ride through the summer, try and grow what we can. We'll grow some beans, some tomatoes, peppers, okra, sweet potatoes, cucumbers, squashes, melons. Like we'll grow that kind of stuff. But I'm not going to get my heart broken if it gets taken by pests, because we know that's kind of how it is, and we're counting on the majority of our big harvest being in the spring and in the fall. So,
yeah.
And like we're continuing to harvest stuff that we planted in the spring. Like we're going to have potatoes all summer because we grew so many.
Yeah, we had so many smart pots out there in like just filled with potatoes. It was amazing. How many do you think we had? Like 20?
Yeah,
probably. We had like 20 gallon smart pots.
Yeah, filling all those with soil took forever.
It did, yeah. It was pretty great. But we planted. Whenever we did that, we planted like 4 or 5, just kind of like in a circle, and then one in the middle, and then just let them do their thing. And I love growing them in smart pots because it makes it so much easier too. with potatoes, because harvesting them, you can just either dump it out or just dig through. It's just so much easier.
Yep. Okay, ready to add some garlic now.
Nice.
So the onions are starting to turn brown. So now it's time to add in the garlic. A little parsley's gonna get in there too. That's fine. Okay. So probably another like 4 or 5 minutes. We'll cook that. I'm gonna get the oven going at 400. This finicky thing. There we go.
It smells really good. I wish you guys could be here smelling it, because it's great.
Anyone else like obsessively move things with your spoon for no reason, just to feel like you're doing something? But my last name is Spoonmore, so I feel like if anyone's allowed to do that. First corny joke. First corny joke.
Oh, we don't have time for that.
Oh boy, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and start adding some stuff in too, because that garlic's gonna brown up. You want to start scooping stuff in?
Yep.
I think we got a little ambitious with how much we thought we were gonna fit in this pan, so let's just fit whatever we can.
Well, I want to make sure we have plenty for everybody here.
Get a mix of everything. We have a large family. We have 6 kids,
man.
so we are making a lot at a time usually. All right, let's see how that
I'm
looks.
spilling everywhere. I'm sorry.
Okay. It's a pretty good amount. I like that. We're going to give it some more olive oil. I use a lot of olive oil. And throw some salt and pepper in there. And some thyme.
Parsley.
Not thyme. Parsley.
I know. It's because I said
I know you
I made
hijacked
a thyme
that.
joke.
There's a little bit of oregano mixed in there too. The logic on which herb I use is often which herb is overcrowding my other stuff. And in this case, the parsley was starting to like fade out the pepper next to it, so that's how I chose parsley today. But Carrie's favorite herb to use with this is cinnamon basil.
I was just about to say, yes, I'm always pushing for cinnamon basil to use in anything that we make. It's so good. It adds like almost a sweet flavor to anything that you make. It's my favorite thing to do.
Okay, we're gonna let that chill on the stove for like 3 or 4 minutes until I start smelling it. Like that's the key for a lot of this cast iron cooking is just see what it smells like and start smelling burned at all and it's ready to go in the oven. So I've got the oven going at 400. We'll put it in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes and then it'll be ready. All right, let's look at our questions we've got. If we've got any. Something from Wendy. We just started the mini cucumbers yesterday. Those are the ones we just planted.
Yeah.
And I thought they were like mini varieties, like they didn't get very big, and we were going to be planting them next to this trellis. So Carrie corrected me; they're mini varieties.
Yeah, little tiny cucumbers. I'm excited for them. Yeah, so it's not too late to be planting. Like even yesterday, we were out in the garden. We planted more basil. We planted more cantaloupe, watermelon, more cucumber, like you just said. Pretty much we're always out there planting something. We're doing succession planting because, like you said, with the pests, like if something does go wrong, you want to have backups. So we're always having different plants at different stages.
Gopher problems. You want to take that one?
Oh man. Well, so you can do a few different things. I know there's those things that you stick into the ground.
Gopher hawk. It?
I don't remember. I just know there's like it's like a sonic, like it
yeah, the sonic propellers too.
Yeah. And then really for anything small, and big also, you can do above ground sprinklers and
the automated sprinklers.
Yeah. Yeah, those are fun.
Dogs work well for gophers too?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
The gophers, a lot of times the animals that are going underground in your yard are going there to get grubs. So if you get rid of the grubs, they will go away. You can get milky spore. I think we saw it before.
We do, yeah.
You can get that and spread around on the ground in the fall, and then it'll last 10 to 20 years, I think. And, yeah, and it prevents grubs. So that's probably why they're there. Yes, baby carrots are, now it depends. If you're getting like organic carrots, for sure, they're going to be like actual small carrots. I do think like the actual baby carrots from the store though are like larger carrots sometimes that they run through a machine that turns them into like a little.
I have no idea.
Pretty sure I've gone down a rabbit hole of researching this for some reason. Am I right, Evan? Yeah.
I just know you're not supposed to buy the baby carrots from the store because they're not supposed to get good.
That's one of those like 2 a.m. YouTube things, you know, it's like, you can't quite sleep and it's like, where do baby carrots come from? It's like, okay, I'll click on that. Question here from Jen. Zucchini plants look great, but they only the male flowers. Well, the male flowers will produce first before the female flowers. So if it's may not be old enough for it to produce female flowers. Typically squash loves the heat though. That's not going to keep it from flowering like something like a pepper or a tomato. Like peppers and tomatoes won't flower once it gets above like 95. I need to go start that. I'll be right back. See, I told you I can smell it. That's how you know.
Yep, very good. Okay.
All right, we're going to pop this in the oven now.
Okay.
And then let's get through those questions. All right. Hey Siri, set a timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes starting now.
Okay.
Okay. So
It's cooking now. It's doing it.
it's doing its thing now.
See how easy it is to make?
Oh, did you want butter in it? You want
Yes.
butter?
We should add some butter.
Yeah.
But we'll add it in like at the very end so we don't burn it. Like 5 minutes to go, we'll add that.
Okay. Okay. Let's see what other questions we have.
Do you water tomato plants more often when it's hot? Absolutely. So you're going to want to water we're watering our tomatoes every day right now because it's 100 degrees outside. But basically, you water whenever you stick your finger in the soil and it's dry, like a couple inches down. So the way that we're growing our tomatoes and where they are, that's every day right now. And that's going to fluctuate throughout the season. But in the summer, we are watering our tomatoes every day. Now, we are watering the first thing in the morning. I will say that's important in the summer for a couple of reasons. Number one, if you water the leaves in the middle of the day, a lot of that's going to, like if you water in the middle of the day, a lot of that's going to evaporate before it even soaks down in the soil. So you're going to waste a lot of water. Two, we have all our watering set up on like an automated sprinkler system. And if we were to set it to water during the middle of the day, the first like 5 minutes of that sprinkler water is going to be very hot, and it's actually going to like burn the plants and cause problems and burn anybody that's nearby too. So that's another reason why I have my sprinklers run really early in the morning, because then the water is going to be the right temperature. So that's a big thing that people overlook in the summer is how hot like the water just in the sprinkler gets, or not the sprinkler, then the hose gets. And this, so yeah. Definitely would do that.
Yeah, because you can definitely see burning on the leaves, like, and also it can cause like the sun scalding, like it. Yeah.
Question here from Ashanti: if something says it's frost resistant, does that mean it's winter friendly? That means it's going to survive all the way down until about 33 degrees, 34 around then, but it's not going to survive a hard freeze. So. Like it's not going to survive an entire day at 31. It's not going to survive a few hours at 28. That's generally what that means. So depending on where you are, like if you're somewhere that is on the coast or something, that might mean that it survives over the winter. But if you're where we are, it just means that it survives later into the year, or it means you're able to plant it earlier in the season. And then another question, what can I put in the ground as a seed this week? So the app will tell you like specifically what you can do where you are, but I can tell you throughout most of the country, the things you can put in the ground that work pretty much everywhere are going to be any type of squash, any type of melon, okra, beans, depending on where you are. If you're in Oklahoma, I'd be planting southern peas right now. Like that's where we are. It's black-eyed peas. They tolerate the heat much better. If you're up north, then you can keep rolling with green beans all summer. Those are all things you can plant from seed this week, though.
Along with flowers too. Like we're gonna still be planting like zinnias and sunflowers and petunias and cosmos. Yeah, all of those. We're still gonna be planting all of those as well.
Question from Dawn. What do you like to use as mulch? Our favorite mulch to use is shredded leaves, but sometimes we just don't have the time to collect them, or we don't like, that's not as plentiful as just wood chips to us. So usually we end up using wood chips for mulch. But if you have the time and if you have the source for it, shredded leaves are going to be the best bet for what to use for mulch.
We've also used like pine shavings. Some people use grass clippings, but you do have to be careful with that sometimes too. Make sure you know that there's no chemicals put into that or anything like that.
First off, I'm jealous that you're in Colorado. It sounds nice right now. Although I've heard it's been hot in Colorado too.
I know.
We've got a team member that's up in Denver, and she was telling us how hot it's been up there.
Yeah.
So if you haven't had a tomato yet, it could be a couple of reasons. I need to know the variety to really give you a great answer, but it could be a couple of things. If you are having the same temperatures we're having here, so if it's above 95, that will mean the tomato plant is probably not going to produce any tomatoes until it drops down below 90 again. It could also be that variety just takes longer for harvest. So if it's like a cherry tomato, those are usually going to be the fastest ones to start producing.
Yeah, that's all we've gotten so far is a bunch of cherry tomatoes. Now we do have a lot of other ones forming, but we haven't had any other ones producing yet.
And if it's like a Roma tomato or some other determinate tomato, it's probably going to take a little bit longer to fruit, but then it's going to put all their tomatoes out at once. Whereas a vining tomato is going to start producing them a little faster, like especially the cherries. But we have Romas that are starting to load up with tomatoes now. But we haven't really got any full size off of them yet.
I will say too, if you're not fertilizing too, that might be something to look into also. We love the Espoma fertilizers. There's the tomato tone Espoma fertilizer, and we go through every few weeks to a month and just sprinkle it at the base of the plant, and that'll help.
Question from Michelle. I've seen people take the leaves and just keep them in bags. But we don't. That's why I said we don't typically have it available, because I'm not going through all that extra effort to do it, and the goats eat all the leaves before I can get to them. So
I will say, if you guys live in a neighborhood too, a lot of times like people will collect their leaves and just put them in bags out and maybe like post on next door or something and be like, hey, does anybody have leaves for me? And we've done that many times and it's worked out great.
Good thing is most of y'all probably don't have goat problems.
Yeah.
But the goats are mowing for me right now. We've got 5 acres I'd have to mow otherwise. So
they're doing good work out there. Right?
Yep, they're loving it. Although they keep eating your rose.
Yes. Out of all 5 acres of plants and trees that they can eat, they choose my rose every single time. Oh, yeah.
Question from Wendy about bee balm. I don't remember our bee balm ever really getting powdery mildew.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we've never had issues with powdery mildew with it. But something that you can do is just make a milk water spray, and you really just go through and spray it down, and it works really fast and really easy. Because I've done that many times when like our squashes have gotten it, or melons or something along those lines. And we just make that spray and you just spray it in.
All right, toss the butter in.
Okay, great. How's it looking in there?
Good. Still got a bit to go though. It's not brown enough yet. Okay, y'all have any other questions? We've got a few more minutes before it's ready. Again, I want to remind y'all, if you haven't seen the newest feature in the Seed to Spoon app, you can now take a picture of a plant and identify what it is. You can take a picture of anything in your garden and get help from GrowBot on it. So it's free for, it's part of the premium membership for all premium members, and we do have it in our 1 week free trial also.
Yep. Ooh, I see a question about cinnamon basil. I love cinnamon basil. So harvesting it is no different than any other basil. We trim it and then you just pull the leaves off right there. And one thing that you will want to do with any basil is whenever it starts to flower is just pick right below where the flowers are, get like 2 leaves and just pinch off right there. So that way it encourages it to continue growing and it'll grow bigger and bushier and
A great question here from Mary. How do you feel about neem oil and Dawn dish soap to kill bugs? It works great, but you got to be careful in the summer because if it's above 90 degrees and you do it, you may suffocate your plants because the dish soap or the neem oil, it coats the leaves of the plant and makes it where it's not able to bring in oxygen. So it's basically suffocating it. That really only happens above 90. So we don't really use it in the summer at all. That's just something we're using in the spring and in the fall. Got an answer here on the bee balm question from earlier.
Okay.
So it looks like some bee balm gets mildewy in the Northeast and some varieties don't. Awesome. Thanks for helping out.
Maybe because we're in the South, ours is always been good.
Yeah, the BT spray, we did not use enough of it this year, and the pests really fought back. We went on like one vacation, and then boom, there's Siri telling me it's 10 minutes.
Yeah, we went on one. What do you say? We went on one vacation, and like the caterpillars just demolished several of our brassica plants.
All right, let's check it out. I think we need like 5 more minutes. Just gonna stir it up a little bit. You can see it's starting to brown up.
It smells really good.
I think we're gonna need some salt too.
I will say the purple potatoes are so much fun. If you guys haven't grown purple potatoes before, you definitely need to. They are so good. And it's something really fun too. Like if you make like these just purple mashed potatoes, they're so much fun. And the kids just freaked out when we had purple mashed potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
It was just the coolest thing ever. And yeah, Park Seed has all sort of different purple varieties, so you need to check them out. They're awesome.
Hey Bill, we're typically here every Tuesday doing a live stream. This is the first time we've ever done one like from our kitchen like this. Typically we're either going over a different topic or like sometimes we do just Q&A sessions, but typically every Tuesday at noon we do them. And then we also post a bunch of videos on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and every other social network we're doing on Facebook.
Yeah, pretty much everyone we go on.
Okay, you got any other questions y'all have? Let's talk a little bit about what we're going to be planting. So we talked a bit about some of the flowers and stuff. What else do we have we're going to be planting out here soon?
Well, we're going to continue to be doing more cucumbers. I know I still had a variety of cucumbers I didn't get a chance to plant out yet. So I keep getting new varieties that I find at Park Seed, and I'm like, oh, I want to go plant it. So we have several varieties we want to do.
You know, believe it or not, we are 3 weeks away from starting seeds for fall.
That seems so crazy, being that it's like 100 degrees here.
I know. So broccoli and cabbage, cauliflower, All 3 of those will be starting here in about 3 weeks indoors because it's way too hot for them outside. But in order to be able to get a decent harvest off of them in the fall, you've got to start them early and then transplant them out. So we'll be starting those indoors.
And the app will tell you exactly all of the dates that you should be planting, even for fall. It'll tell you when you should start indoors for fall or outdoors as well.
And we're going to start also like another round of tomatoes, some more aromas, all that kind of stuff for planting in the fall. Some more beans. Question for Mary about the BT and how you spray it. Basically, you just mix it. It'll tell you the ratio you mix with water, put it in a spray bottle, and just spray it over your plants.
Yeah, I pretty much just get a huge pack of spray bottles, and I have all sorts of different sprays that I use.
Kayla, we have a large family. We have 6 kids, so we're eating all of it. We do give a lot out to friends and stuff like that too, but I don't want to go spend my Saturday selling at a farmer's market.
Yeah, we pretty much demolish everything that we grow.
A lot of respect to the people that do, though. It is a lot of hard work to have to grow food and take it to market and sell, and it's having to depend on Oklahoma weather, kind of like cooperating with you on all fronts with tornadoes and bugs and wind and everything else. It's tough. So all the food that we grow here is just for our family or for friends or for fun. It's like a hobby.
Yeah, well, and I will say too, I know some of you have probably heard me say this, but there was one year that we had so much zucchini that we came up with like 20 different recipes with it on. And you can find recipes in the app too. On each individual plant that you're looking at, you can click the recipes on the very top and it'll take you to the recipes section. We have so many recipes for zucchini because I just had so much fun going down the rabbit hole of making zucchini bread, zucchini brownies, zucchini cookies, zucchini grilled cheese. That was my personal favorite. The kids love to do those zucchini pizza bites. Yeah, I mean, I could really just go on and on and on because there are so many. I love it.
All right, well, I think this is probably pretty close to done. Let's go ahead and pull it out, show it, do a little taste test, and then see if we have any other questions, and then announce our giveaway. Yeah, that looks good.
It smells really good. I'm excited.
All right, we'll let that cool down for a minute. That's all there is to it. You can do that with pretty much any vegetable from the garden. It's a quick and easy way.
If you don't have to have everything, you can have just 2 things, or you can just have 1 thing. Like we made this with just carrots and onions the other day. It was great. Okay, do we want to announce a winner? Okay, we have a winner. Are you getting it in there?
Yeah. All right.
Okay, and we have a winner. It is Kayla. Congratulations. Send us an email at, I should have had this ready to go too. info@seedtospoon.net. There we go. If I can pop that up. Yes, right there. So send us an email and we will get you set up with your free 1-year subscription. I'm very excited for it. And we will be doing this again like next week. I don't know about this right here, but we will be here doing something. Let us know what you guys thought. If you guys want to see more kitchen recipes, things from our garden, what all you guys want to do, and we will start to do more of those. Okay, let's see. Do we want to taste test? Bill had to run real quick. Let's see if we had any other questions real quick. Oh, we do have a great question here. Is it too late to plant watermelon seeds? So it depends on where you are, but here in Zone 7, I actually just planted watermelon seeds yesterday. And I will say if you have like the smaller varieties of watermelon, those ones will go a lot faster. So there are a lot of varieties that you can grow that will definitely give you a harvest before it gets too cold for them. And there is a way to search on the varieties for the in the From Seed to Spoon app to make it go like the fastest to harvest to the longest, so that way you can get them set up through the shortest to harvest down to the longest. So take a look at that and maybe select one of those varieties. That'll be a lot faster for you.
Okay, ready to try it?
Yeah. Oh, I get the first
yeah,
bite?
get the first bite. It's the carrot we love.
Ooh, hot.
So hot.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
Oh, it's very, very good though.
Mm.
Yes, I love it. I wish you guys could join us. Hey, next time we need to invite everybody here. It's good for everybody.
You could cook it longer too, depending on what kind of flavor you like. If you want it to be a little crunchier, a little softer.
Yeah. I love it. I'm excited to go devour that. So I think we are definitely going to eat all of that.
Awesome, Jan. Thank you. This was awkward for us, so hopefully y'all liked it. We're used to being in one stationary location while we do this. So.
Well, thank you, Edvin from Smart Pots, for helping out with the camera work. We definitely couldn't have done it without you today.
Wendy's got a great suggestion here on storage. So we can do that next time, do it over preservation. We're going to have a lot of peppers we can do that with. Beans.
Yeah. We've been pulling a lot of beans. We should add beans to this today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Well,
oh. Yeah,
next
because we already ate all of our beans that we harvested the other day. So there's probably a lot more beans out there now, though. So awesome.
Bill, it's probably still,
We actually just talked about this.
All right.
Yep, and I said go for it.
Awesome. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. We're going to go enjoy what we just made. So thank you. Oh, one more thing. We have a giveaway from Smart Pots also.
Which one? Kayla?
You can just.
Okay, oh, yep. So Kayla, you also got a 15-gallon Smart Pot as well as the 1-year premium From Seed to Spoon app subscription.
Sure, you got the app.
And, oh, nice.
Looks like Kayla already won.
Well, awesome. Well, let's do another winner super quick. We still have people there.
Let's do this. The first one to email info@seedspoon.net gets it. First one you
Okay.
email gets it.
And well, Kayla, we will send you out your So Effortless seeds and Smart Pot though as well. And then we'll have somebody else be a lucky winner.
It's like the old radio station contest thing, right? First one to call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First one to email. We'll see who it is. Drum roll. Hey, I might already have one in. Let's see.
Do you have your phone?
I do have my phone.
Okay, we'll see.
Let's see if there's a winner yet.
This is fun.
Not yet. Let's pop the email up. Let's see.
It's right there.
Oh, there it is, right there. Yes. So send us an email and let us know if you want the premium subscription, and we'll get you set up.
Thanks for joining us today, everyone.
Okay.
See you all next week.
See you guys.